Happy Friday to her.
Happy Friday, Consuela.
Why are you laughing already? I just said Happy Friday.
I know. It's because it's been a while since we've done the fliff, the normal fliff.
The actual fliff.
The actual fliff.
Like, what the actual fliff? We've not fliffed.
I know.
So, but we have reasons.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so there's
and
like...
people have been enjoying those reasons.
They have. And no one's disappointed. That's my takeaway related to Aubrey Snoodle. Because, did I tell you about that exchange?
You mentioned if there has been follow-up. I didn't hear about it, but you mentioned the initial exchange, yeah.
Yeah, no, there hasn't been follow-up, but she was very, like, wanted me to understand that she was not disappointed in First Life First and do what you gotta do, that I took that as that. And, which is totally true, totally true. But, so it was a combination of that and then us wanting to cover big events because we don't want to be late. But those take time, so.
They do.
Yeah, so. Well, I personally have flipped, I go through my Seraphim website and I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, yep, definitely going to pick up this, and this. We just didn't record because that's a lot lengthier of a process.
It is.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
And we're not like a big production. It's the two of us. So it's like we have to record, we have to edit, we have to upload, we have to do, all the things.
All the things.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So, I don't know what I want to start with first. I think. Go ahead. You sound like style right before topics. See, you give me a couple of weeks off, and I lose the format altogether. I'm like, what do I do? What's next? What do I want to talk about?
What are you wearing? You led off this style.
Yes,
so.
I started this one off because it's just a slight deviation from my flifty look, because I really liked this dress. So
it looks great. Yeah.
Also because it was waifu. Remember, my big hang up was that I wasn't wearing waifu in that 11 outfit. So I'm gonna turn on my inner. Well, do I need to turn on? You probably have the name of this. I don't want to ruin it by turning on my.
It's
interface.
The Rosalind Murphy dress.
Yeah, Rosalind Murphy dress, and I just love how it looks like tight and. It's for waifu and, it just looks comfy and cozy and
that pattern is great too.
It comes with a lot of patterns.
Yeah.
So, and then all I had to do is put on some underpants. So these are some bomb underpants that, I actually didn't mind that you can see them. I know I could have put on like a thong or something that you couldn't see, but it didn't bother me that you could see them. These are like some, like briefs, which is realistic for me. I'm not
especially when it's getting cooler,
right? So yeah, these are from Gawk. Gawk has some nice bomb panties. And my only criticism would be that they're just all labeled like Gawk brief 1A, 1B, 1C. They come in like packs of 3. I have no idea. It's like panty roulette. Like I'm just like, put this one on. What? Nope, wrong color. Nope, I don't want polka dots. Nope, I don't want pink. Nope, I don't want white. So I've worn them enough now that when I'm looking for a certain one, I just go back into my outfits and I'm like, yeah, that was a dark outfit, so that's probably a black panty. So, and there's no like color guide. Like one of the things like I really like about Jack Spoon, for example, with the makeups is that they'll have like a key. So it's not just like eyeliner 1, eyeliner 2, eyeliner 3, and then I just get to keep, spinning the wheel,
Put on the one that you actually want.
Yeah. So when a designer takes time to do that, I definitely appreciate it. So.
Yeah, it makes it more likely that you'll actually end up wearing it because. It's easier to find. Yeah.
Yep. And I was just noticing me positioned behind this spherical thing behind me makes my ass look wider. Like my
camera
hit
is why I took the photo that way. Yeah.
Did you? I didn't notice that until I was moving my camera around going, why do I look wider? I'm already pretty wide. And it's like, oh, because you've positioned us by a sphere that greatly enhances the size of my ass.
Accentuates,
accentuates, however you want to say. So yeah, so anyway, my outfit, I just switched to the Murphy dress. Everything else is pretty much the same. I did change the eyeshadow. I'm still wearing this dotty eyeshadow from the FLFty, and I just switched it to a green because I felt like there were green hues in this. And then I did switch out my plug in my ear, and I don't know if you're able to cam on that to get the maker, because it's not a FLF designer. I was going nuts with figuring out what other plugs I could wear. I can go and turn on my interface to get
Doesn't look like I can.
So if I go to wearing, it's and I also have something new on in the back. So the Dottie Secret Onyx eyeshadow, smoky green, and then the you had gotten me some back thigh tattoos, so I have one of them on. That says Queen.
I see.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's by Ariel, because and if any of the viewers have more tips for back thigh tattoos, I don't know what you want to call it. I kind of like what I have going on right now because I feel like the Queen balances out the butterfly. I like the little like mystic cat that I wear on the other leg. So I have limited tattoos. I kind of like my little sprinkling of tattoos. And then the plug itself is AS. I'm not sure. Let me see. Can I show original and get the maker on that? This is, here's the ad. Just A*S. I don't know if that's literally the name of the brand. But this is the pentagram plug, which I thought was very lovely. So if I go to properties, let me see who the person has in there. Yeah, literally A*S. That's the name of the store. Don't know.
Interesting.
Don't know if that's short for anything. So, but yep. So that's who made the plug, because, like I said, I went on a search. I went on off the deep end on plugs for these ears because I love them. So
yeah, I'm enjoying your plug ears.
Yeah, it's a variation from the cow ear, and then I'll probably switch into the Pixie, the gauged Pixie. It'll just be a smaller plug, because there's I went to E-Marie, and E-Marie has a whole thing of plugs, and I love E-Marie earrings, and so
yes, you do.
They make for the smaller plugs as well, which would work with the Pixie. So you're gonna see a lot more plug from me. So
very good.
And then I still have shooting too far. I still have my Aubrey Snoodle duck nails on, because my rule with that, like, I don't take them off unless I have a good reason. So still wearing the autumn ones. I love this kind of chocolatey brown. So yeah, but the whole rest of the outfit's the same. The boots are from SAS, available at the FLFty. The Dottie makeup is available at the FLFty. The hair is still thick, available at the FLFty. So animations are lyrium, and the lyrium that's mixed into these animations, these AO, is available at the FLFty, which is really called the 50. We just affectionately call it the FLFty.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, what about you?
Well, I didn't have as many things from the FLFty, of course, so I had to go a different direction. I am wearing actually some what is L&B. I can never think of LePont and
Bashchild.
Yeah, that's the one. So this is part of their swear set. So I have the Swear Havoc sweater on, which looks very cozy and warm. I've got the Swear Bryson plaid pants on, which, they're not as bright as your colors, but I thought it was kind of in the same family, so I was trying to... Some weeks you try to match me. This was one of those weeks I was trying to match you. I'm coupling that up with the Swear Kodiak boots, which I've got pushing into the floor a little bit right now. So I've got that for my outfit. I'm still rocking my Vici nails. Still have my SKN Carter glasses on and my Andor Soma earrings on, but my hair is from that place I've worn a couple of times now, Wings. So Yeah, Wings and L&B are not FLF creators, but I just felt like changing it up a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, your avatar looks pleased with that. A little grin.
Yep.
Oh, and I also wanted to toss in, I'm still wearing Alt3's newest skin, Solio.
And it looks great on you.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Any other style related? Are you have any new animations in your AO, or not since the last time?
I haven't been. Yeah, no, I haven't updated my AO since the last time.
That's a fun stand. It really looks like your hands are in your pockets.
Yeah.
That's all Oh My, right?
That is Oh My, yeah.
Of course it is. They left us some nice comments on one of the Discord servers.
Aw.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's always appreciated.
It is. So, okay, so that's all the styling.
That's all the styling. So now we can move to Second Life news.
Second Life news or my first life thing that I want to say.
Okay.
So
let's start with your first life.
My first life thing is not like Tour's first life talks at the end. My first life thing is that many of our viewers know that I've been working on my dissertation in first life. And I just wanted to share that yesterday I officially ended that journey. So just putting it out there. And I've even started to lose some weight, which I know you're like, yeah, no. But because for me, it was like they were connected. I think we talked about this in the earlier videos where, I felt like I was like incubating this project, right? And so, and it's not going to come to pass. So it's just become a very complicated and burdensome thing that I no longer have the time, energy, or passion for. So I have decided to end it. So I just want to put that out there in case anyone ever like wonders later, like, wait, did she ever get that? Yeah, no, not going to. So but that was a tough decision yesterday, but I'm okay with it. So I just wanted to put that out there before we went into Second Life news.
Yeah, and we did talk about like salvaging some of your work because you did put a lot of work and research into it, and so you may yet produce something out of that, even if it is not a dissertation for your college there. Yeah,
and just so people understand, it was like an 8-year journey. So it was 3 years of coursework and 5 years of trying to get the dissertation right. And
all while working full time.
Right. And trying to do other things and have a life.
Yes.
And basically to get a revision back to be told that there are still such deep-rooted issues with the study structure. It just did not land well with me after all this time. And the fact that I am running out of time with the university. So, it just doesn't make sense anymore. And, you have to know when to say when, right?
Yep.
And for me, I definitely reached that point yesterday. And I had a moment where, there's some grief involved. But I had felt this coming because I know I'm running out of time. So I needed my feedback to go in a positive direction. And when I got it yesterday and it was so far in the negative direction, I was like, yeah, I have nothing left to give this. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just want to put that out there. Since I had shared that with our community before, I wanted just to give a status update instead of just not talk about it anymore, So, but I'm, like I said, there's the grief cycle, but I'm glad to have made a final decision and to start moving forward. I was going to say in a different direction. It's not, I don't really feel like it's a different direction, but to move forward without this project / burden on my back. So I feel lighter,
Yeah.
So and that's why my avatar's lost weight.
Yes, that's why you've lost weight for now. So.
Although some people looking at me would probably be like, I don't know where you lost it, LaLa, but okay. I know.
Yes. So I could tell immediately.
Yeah. And in the back of my head, it's like I should just gradually continue to get skinnier and skinnier because I can.
No. You don't get to do that.
Anyway, it sounded like you were going to say something else.
Yeah. So I was also going to add that like another factor is that one of the reasons you were pursuing it has become irrelevant anyway due to your work situation.
Yeah.
So that also kind of I think factored into it.
Yeah, and like I had shared with you previously, for me it was me trying to prove something to myself. It wasn't something that was required for career promotion.
Right. So at this point it is almost a little redundant.
Yeah. And as I was recounting to you before, I have multiple degrees. So this one was just another one so that I can have this one too. Yeah. So
and become Dr. LaLa.
Right. Which will now irritate me for a short time. But it is what it is. And I will, as time passes and then, it'll be more in the rearview mirror. And
it'll be fine.
It will be fine. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you for hearing me out on that. We're going to talk about Second Life news. So let me get my internet window up. And you know what? I did not set it up before we got here. So let me do that
fade
real
for a moment.
Quick. Yeah, let me fade and then we'll come back and do that.
All right.
All right. We're back with the internet window now.
Woo!
So, okay. So one of the first tabs we have is news from the Second Life team. Well, when you were showing me this, I'm like, towards October. And what was your answer to me?
Well,
because I was like, why are you putting old news here?
It's news we had not yet covered because the last 2 weeks we didn't do FLF.
And I was like, oh, valid point. So, okay, so
Nana Mira.
No, yeah, right. Nana Mira, right. Let's see. So, user interface.
Or the other way around, yeah.
Mira Nana. Nana, you could use it in both directions.
Yeah, I suppose so.
User interface destination guide improvements. Did you want to talk on this? Do you know anything about this?
So I'm not.
Real-time population counts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a more useful metric than like activity or something that they currently use. So being able to see that there's people around in the destination guide at a glance, probably kind of nice.
Well, okay, so is this what it looks like on the vanilla viewer, right? The default viewer. Because like if I go into, let me put this down for a second. Like when I go, because we're in Firestorm, right?
Yeah, in our world destinations, our destination guide is not as detailed.
But what I use is the little destination guide, right? The destinations of interest, that little pin like map thing. And then I always just go to what's hot now. And then it goes and it shows you 93 people, 64 people, 64 people. So it tells you how many people are there. And that's usually where I go if I want to hang out with random people. Like I'll just find who has some kind of population. Those numbers are generally accurate that are showing there. So I feel like that piece of news, while interesting, I feel like Firestorm catches that. Right?
Yes, I would agree.
So what's the big deal and what's the difference? I don't understand.
Well, so they're, I suppose, bringing it to the vanilla viewer.
But isn't it the other way around? Usually it gets to the vanilla viewer first and then it gets pulled into Firestorm.
Oh, this is the web-based destination guide. This isn't even the... So...
Oh,
this is free for navigating it from the website, which I guess some people do.
Well, maybe they're making the determination if they even want to log in.
Yeah.
Like, let's look on the web first. Where are the people hanging out? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, now that makes a little more sense because I'm like, it already existed in this in the viewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, there you go. So.
The keybinds, the next item up, I think is a really cool idea. So.
Can I make one more comment about the destination guide though?
Sorry.
Because as I scroll down, so you can search. And then sort by the number of people there. See, I might have to use this online destination guide.
Yeah.
Because you can't search that way in the viewer.
That's true. You just get your list and
you don't know how many people are there. Like there used to be a traffic thing. You remember that? And you could search and then a place, and then you could search by amount of traffic.
Well, you can still see traffic if you search places, not destinations.
Huh. But then traffic is not a live count. That's just how much traffic has been through there.
It's a very vague number.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make that comment. All right, keybinds. Go for it.
Okay, so keybinds. So this is a really interesting concept. So if you've ever like used, especially a vehicle, and in the manual or in the like text that it tells you, it's trying to convey to you what the controls are. Well, if you've changed your Second Life keybinds so that like you're not using WASD for up, down, left, right, or you don't have maybe page up as your jump button or anything like that. This now allows you to, in scripting and in note cards and such, actually show what someone's keybinds are locally to them. So like in the example it shows there, use the following keys, like move forward is, and it shows what your actual keybinds are. So it's contextually relevant to whatever your specific setup is. I think that's a great quality of life thing. And that's going to be a heads up for any scripters or creators that's going to be a new way that controls need to be conveyed, is using these special slurls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was just amused by my avatar choosing to show her ass to the camera because I have nothing to say on this topic. It's like, here you are, looking smart, hands in pockets, talking about keybinds, and I'm like, look at my ass.
Yep, yeah. I'm always a fan of that, though.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Thank you, Lyrium, for that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Transitions and RC maintenance viewer W. What does that even mean? Like the title.
So the
translations. What did I say?
Transitions.
Oh, okay. Translations. Okay, go ahead. Google Translate.
So
it's all about language.
So
gotcha.
This is hooking Google Translate, so you don't have to rely on like scripted translator objects and stuff.
That's nice.
So you can now bind it to. Now, for this to work, you do need to bind it to your Google API key. They do have instructions for how to do that, though. So.
Okay. I like that. I'll have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so one thing that's nice about that is it'll just translate it to you rather than, translators in world just blast it. And if multiple people are carrying translators, then anything someone says gets reposted like 5 times, So this avoids that trouble.
Okay. Next one is scripting.
Yeah, there's a lot of scripting stuff here. So
you're very happy.
I'm excited to see the LSL getting some love again. Like they really do seem to be re-energized in developing Second Life. So some of the things happening here. The first one, res object with params. So currently, if an object is like a reser of other objects, whether it be like the balloons that we talked about, that we saw the other day, or like a gun, or just anything that needs to spawn something, now you can actually put some of the initial physics into the object so they don't have to have that lag time between when they spawn, when their script activates, and when it actually starts running. So you can actually put these things in just as the parameters for it to initialize with. And that's great. That's extremely helpful and will reduce... So things like weapons especially would benefit from this, because currently every projectile has to have like its own little bit of scripting in it, which is very burdensome on the server. Creates all kinds of little lag if you're spawning a bunch of projectiles. This could allow all kinds of new things to be done just by doing that initialization. Then kind of to go along with probably more combat related things, you can now have healing stuff, which is to say that you can set damage with a negative number, which would be helpful, because a lot of those combat type sims have needed something like this for a while. Like almost every sort of game that has, combat these days has some method of healing, so actually being able to implement that in Second Life is, I think, a good thing. And this last function is one that, man, in retrospect, it's like shocking that this has not been a thing, but it's just is friend, and it will detect if the agent that you're passing it to is on your friend list. Presumably this is the owner of the script, because you can't pass it like an argument to see if it's someone else's friend. So yeah.
So what value does is friend have?
There's a lot of so a lot of things you can set security. So you can say, like, I want this to only work for the owner. I want this to work for a group. I want this to work for just a list of people. Well, this would let you actually say, I want this to be accessible for people on my friend list. So you don't have to necessarily put them in a group or manually add them to everything that you want to add them to.
Okay.
Think of like security orbs would be a big one. Security orbs or whatever are, yes, you can set it up so that you have to add people to a group to get into a place. Yes, you can go and explicitly add them to a long list of names of people that can go there. Or you can just say, hey, I want to make this so my friends can get in, and done. You don't have to think about it anymore.
So this raises a question, because I was just having a question with Mama LaLa, a conversation, where I think you may have even seen it in the comments on the last video, where she was questioning about stratagem, right? And how, that's our main home sim is stratagem. It is closed to the public. So, but, as we often discuss, that we're trying to get it ready to have it open to friends and things. So is this something that you could use to do that instead of us trying to make all of our friends join a group? Because joining a group is a challenge, because some people, not everybody's premium or premium plus, or they don't want to use groups that way, or they use their groups differently, which is their prerogative. So I always feel a little bad trying to expect my friends to join a group.
Right.
So this would bypass that. They wouldn't need to join a group. If they're a friend, they would be able to gain access.
Right. So the way something like that would work, because they're not adding it as a actual like region level thing, but what can be done, let me just make sure before I lie to people. Because I think that this is doable, but I need to okay, LL add to because yes, okay, good. Okay, so what would be done is they would have to go somewhere that they can get to, such like as Unity. Lakeside. And then we could set up like a portal or something there. And what that would do, it could be experience based. And what that would do is it would fire off a command to a script on stratagem, which would... So, first of all, the portal would check, are you a friend? And it would see if they're a friend of whoever owned the script, presumably me. And then it would send the request over to stratagem, an object on stratagem, which would run LL add to land pass list.
Mm-hmm.
It would add the person to give them a land pass, and it could even be set up to give them a temporary pass, like it could give them a 24-hour pass or something.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I like this idea. Well, I'm sure I'll spend some more time talking to you about it. I already have more questions, but I don't want to bore the people with our scenarios and land management questions. So, yeah, so I see now. That answers my question as far as why is this a big development. So,
yeah, I think that's a really, really cool feature, and it's kind of surprising that it hasn't been one in the past.
Yeah, in what, 19 or 20 years?
Yeah.
What we just had 20, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As I look at my SL20B mouse pad, yeah, we had 20. I did buy merch. Yes, I did. Okay. Yes. All right. Next one is project viewers. Are you ready for that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. This is all Tour's first life news.
Yeah, kind of. So,
no, Second Life. Sorry, Second Life news. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, they're continuing to update the default viewer. And I guess that the inventory extensions viewer got promoted to the actual default viewer. So congratulations to the inventory extensions viewer. That's the one that has some of those extra features where like you can have multiple folders of inventory open, and you can like open an inventory folder specifically into that folder, and you can like set up previews, I think. So of objects. So I think that's what that is.
So that was its own viewer? Inventory extensions? Yeah. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of the big features that get discussed on here, they get spawned as a independent viewer first for people to test.
Gotcha.
Because it allows kind of a limited test of that specific functionality, and then if people test it out and it seems good, then it gets promoted into the main viewer. It's a good way of developing, really.
Sounds like it.
They're continuing to test with the PBR materials. That's the updated materials plus mirrors sort of viewer. So if people want to test with that, you're encouraged to. There's links to that here on this page. This one is a new one that I had not heard of. Game Control Beta. So anyone who has used a vehicle in SL knows that they're a little finicky. I know when we went driving, we had to you have to kind of get really used to it, especially for steering and anything like that. There's no in-betweens. Now, what they're doing is they're making it so that your game controller can send feedback up into SL. And what that means is a script would be able to presumably read like a throttle input or a like an axis and yaw sort of input. So rather than just am I turning left, it would be what is my left velocity. Now this is something that a lot of scripts try to emulate by having acceleration, where like the longer you hold it, the harder you're turning. But this would actually be able to have the user discreetly give that through using the gamepad. So they'd be able to like nudge the control stick slightly to the left, or steer wheel slightly to the left, and the script would be able to pick up I'm not actually going a hard left, I'm just slightly correcting. So that's a big improvement.
Sounds like it.
It would require, of course, a lot of existing scripts to be adapted to use that, but I think that is, again, a huge improvement.
Okay.
And then your favorite, the emoji viewer.
Emoji viewer. All right. So it seems like that's still under development.
Yeah, that's still developing. They're dealing with some Unicode stuff, which is always...
See, but I want to question now, why are you saying this is my viewer when you know I like the ANSI art or ASCII art?
Because, for that reason. Because the last time we talked about the emoji viewer, you had
the same reaction?
A lot to say about how people need to forget about emojis and just use the like ASCII art type stuff.
Yes. Yep. You're trying to get me fired up again.
Yeah, I was amused by that. And the last one is your actual favorite, the mobile viewer is continuing to forge ahead.
See, that's still that's okay. I'm scrolling down and I see it, but yeah, it's just like telling us, don't worry, we're still working on it.
Yep.
So yeah, because
I like these screenshots, and I like the fact that they're recognizing and building like controls that work with a like mobile device.
Well, based on these screen grabs, it looks like a phone.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to run this on my tablet. Like, I want this.
It would work on a tablet as well. Don't worry.
I can't imagine doing Second Life on a phone.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more surface area.
Yeah. So, like, in this case, the person is clearly, like, probably held down their finger on the beanbag, which brought up that menu, and it brings them their options of touch or sit. And then, because a pie menu would be awkward to navigate, so they're doing it like this. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm wondering how much longer it's going to take, because I wanted this like yesterday. And apparently people do. I know they know people do, because they're working on it, right?
Yep. So.
Okay, very good. And then they just had a Happy Halloween thing at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, so that was, huh?
That was a lot, I know.
That was a lot in one tab.
Our intro is going to be a lot.
Yeah. Usually it's about 30 minutes or so. Let's see. Oh, according to my recording, we're about 40 minutes. Yeah. But we also had the pre-recording conversation.
Yes.
We had, like, I started recording and then you and I were just talking. So I don't know how much of that 40 minutes is accurate. But yeah, so let me go on to my next tab then. So the next one is, and we'll be quicker with these, I think. The 2023 holiday shop and hop is open for applications. So they're getting ready for their December through January shop and hop. I know Mama LaLa lives for the shop and hops, and that she gets some decent things. You know, she's very picky and opinionated. So, but she does manage to find things she likes in the shop and hops. So then there's a link there. I'm not a designer, neither are you. So we're just passing it on for the good of the community, in case they didn't know that already.
Yes.
The next one is ensuring a secure Second Life experience. Do you want to talk about this one?
Sure. So this was just kind of as a PSA. There is a new rash of people getting their like computers compromised because they get told that if they download this special third-party viewer, they can get unlimited Lindens and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, you know, people should know better, but some people still don't. There is a link from Nar Mattaru on here that actually gets into some of the specifics. But the short of it is, first of all, you should have multi-factor authentication enabled. You should use only either the official Second Life viewer or an approved third-party viewer that SL has vetted, because they are very good about doing that. And don't just open up executables that people send you. Like these are pretty basic things, but because this has apparently been catching quite a few SL residents, you know, that's just the PSA. Use common sense. If someone is promising you something that sounds too good to be true, it probably is not real.
Okay, very good. then the next is the Spotlight. And
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on this one because it's on Charlotte Barlett, who is the creator behind Scarlet Creative.
Yes.
And that's brand is described as the digital architecture and home decor boutique in Second Life, which I know, and there's like a little picture of some of her items at the top, but I know we've picked up some Scarlet Creative over our years.
We have. I love Scarlet Bartlett's stuff. It's really quite our aesthetic.
Yeah. So it's looking like that they joined 17 years ago. And they're like, ouch, 17 years ago. And then they even have a video here. It says Scarlet Creative, the making. Let me see if I play it without the sound real quick. What's it called? The making of what? I can't get the whole title, but it looks like it's just watching them build, like what it looks like as they build a building.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting.
The making of the Juliet Orangery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I keep scrolling, you can see some of the pictures there. Lovely items. If you've not heard of the Scarlet Creative before, you absolutely want to check that out. And there's links here, and I have it linked in the description. So lots of nice builds, lots of home decor, lovely, lovely work. So definitely wanted to take a minute to talk about that. All right, so if we go on to the next, it would be the Seraphim website. So the title of this week's post is Savvy Shopping is an Art with 50 Linden Fridays.
Oh, so are we savvy shoppers?
I think we are. I know we are.
We're pretty artistic, so.
Yeah. So then, according to Emma, DP Yum Yum may be MIA. But who are our sponsors this week?
Our sponsors are Dots, Ghoul, and Mithral.
Okay. All right, very good. Okay, so do you think we're ready, or do we have more things to talk about before we dive in?
One last thing before we dive in, because we've forgotten to do this a couple times now, but our filming location.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
So this is the Cesa Gallery, and it is going to be the grand opening tomorrow at noon SLT. This is by one of our friends and one of Visionaire's students, Stevie Basevi. And I am super proud of her actually getting this place open. Like we got to see a sneak preview of it a while back, and both really loved the build as well as the photography in it. So hopefully we'll see some of y'all there. That would be fantastic. But yeah.
Okay, very good. So now are you ready?
Now we're ready.
Okay. All right, Tour, where are we?
We are at Dots, our first sponsor.
Dots. And they have
Bondage Bear.
Bondage Bear, which how fun.
Yep.
All right, but okay, I'm gonna let you start because you were like, I have a link for you, and I don't even understand why. But okay. So we have a Bondage Bear, and I watched Pylia's video yesterday, and she walked around with this bear, and it looks like it has a nice hold on it.
Yeah, it does.
But you know me, I'm not one to walk around with like stuffies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cute, but it's not really my
You prefer
flavor.
Things that are edible.
True.
Let's be real.
That's true. Like right now, I could go for a Pop-Tart right this minute because I am hungry. But and I probably will. In the next stop, you'll see me with my coffee and Pop-Tart because I need them.
Very good.
Yeah. So, should I bring this link up now that you wanted?
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. I saw this the other day, and then I saw this bear. I was like, yeah, gotta share this comment.
Let me bring this up. So I've got the internet window up now.
And absolutely correct me.
Okay. So go ahead and narrate this. Go ahead.
That was great. Thank you. So what shall I tell you to do now? what to do with my life. And then she just also
Silence.
falls over.
And okay,
it's
so
just great.
Because this was a bondage-related comic, and now we're looking at a bondage bear, this is where your mind went.
Yes.
Because you do look at some interesting things in your free time. Just gonna say that. And just because, again, a sneak peek into the lives of the Blanches, we have a whole channel dedicated on our own little private server of things that Tor looks at through the day.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy. It's like getting this little window into his mind. Like, what is he looking at? Oh, that's interesting. So that's always fun. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bondage Bear, 50 linden per color, I assume. Mm-hmm. And there's a fat
correct.
Pack behind my fat ass, right?
There is for 450. Okay. You can get all 9 bears. There are what is this?
6 single color options.
No, I guess you get 6, but you get other options. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, very good. For all your Bondage Bear needs, Dots has you covered.
Very nice.
All right, are we good to go?
We are.
All right, Tor, where are we?
We're at Ghoul.
We're at Ghoul, and you have taken some precautions for me, which I appreciate.
Yeah, we did get fair warning from Pylia that this week was apparently full of boobs.
Boobs.
Which we do love some boobs, but YouTube has issues with boobs. So we've broken out the censor bar here at Ghoul.
We meaning
so
you.
Can, So you can punch in all you want. So we have the Rhea plastic crop. It is rigged for legacy and options and reborn plus waifu and Maitreya.
Okay, so I always have a hard time with plastic tops. Like, it's like, what's the point? What is the point? But I know you can probably wear your bomb like nipple covers underneath that, or if you just want to go tits out, then there you go. So it's just amusing to me. Like, why? You have some color at the end of the sleeves, you have color at the trim, and then your shiny, like, plasticky.
It also looks like the models are using that skeletal system.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yep. Which, I mean, that is a good reason to wear a see-through top.
Yeah.
If you're trying to show that off.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And so then does it... Okay, so on the shirts, do you want to is there anything in here in the description? So I know they usually have a little something fun. It looks like toward the bottom.
So they basically say, say a sassy hit the grid. Rhea reveals all and everything.
That's accurate.
Don't be shy and make that cat purr.
Yes.
Okay, so
there's print versions that say either purr or pussy. Is that what I see on there? Or what is that other word? It's very... Does it say pussy? I assume that was pussy. I can't be sure now.
I can't be sure either.
I don't know.
But...
So...
Yeah, so we've got purr in all these different colors. And it may say something else. I'm afraid to move the sensor bar at the moment. So
maybe once we fade to black and you can take a closer look, we can clarify at the next stop.
Yeah. Or if you want to look away, I can do it.
If I want to look away? Okay, well, I'm turning my camera and I'm focusing on me because while you look at that, I'm going to get my Pop-Tarts and coffee on. Okay,
so I can't for the life of me read it, honestly.
Pops. Wasn't it Pops? It wasn't called Pop-Tarts. It was called something else from Chunk Food because you can't.
Top Starts or something.
Yeah. Hot Start.
Yeah. All right. So this is a fun offering by Ghoul.
Yeah. Now
I know it's not your style because you don't like to go tits out, but I think it's still a fun one.
Well, apparently I can have the whole box of Hot Starts. I didn't know that.
Yes. Yep.
But that's just me holding them, not eating them.
Then you can hold another one in your other.
But I need my coffee, so
that's true.
I'm gonna put my coffee on. So here's a single. We'll put that on, and then I need my rain coffee. Is it iced or rain? As people watch me search my entire my inventory for my coffee. It was rain. Anyway, I'll figure it out. It's not coming up right now. Riveting YouTube right now. All right, let's fade and move on to the next.
All right.
All right, Tour. Now I am properly outfitted with my Pop-Tart and coffee.
Yes.
Although I was debating with you, I didn't remember my coffee having donuts on top. So I think you sneak those on there.
Probably.
And when I was going through it, you're like, oh, no, that one only has one donut.
Yeah, you need the double donut.
Well, I am trying to lose weight.
No.
Anyway, where are we?
We're at Mithral.
What do they have at Mithral today?
They've decided to combine two of my favorite things.
They did.
Lamps and plants. I love this.
I love this for item. You a lot.
Yeah, I'm all about this.
This is fantastic.
This is such a great item.
You need to put these in all the buildings at Stratagem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where are we starting?
Well, so we can start with the Wild Hoya pendant lamp.
Okay.
They're both similar. It's just basically one is wide and one is
wide and narrow. And we know you love wide.
I do. So you can do the lamp just by itself if you're a heretic, or you can decorate it with this lovely Hoya plant.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes in these different colors. It looks like these are, I can't figure out, is there a fat pack, which is confusing me.
Sometimes there are, but I don't see any right now.
I don't either.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like one. But, okay, so it looks great, but how are the parts for customizing? Okay, so we have a hanging cord that is a separate piece, so that can be shortened to whatever length you need. We have a bulb that is linked that is part of the lamp frame, so you would not necessarily be able to make it totally its own light source. The light would emanate from the lamp frame itself, which isn't a deal breaker at all, especially with how imprecise lighting sources origins are. The bulb is its own face, which is helpful because you can make it give it specifically some glow or full bright or what have you. Let's check what the lighting is on this. Okay, I can't tell quite how it behaves as a lamp, but it's customizable, so you can mess with it as needed. So I'm excited about both of these. They are definitely things that I will be using, and yeah.
I am enjoying my Pop-Tart over here while you're talking about lamps and plants. And
lamps and plants.
Mm-hmm. And I look forward to seeing where you're going to put this in Stratagem, because this is a wonderful addition to our solar punk.
It is, for sure.
Okay. It's 50 linden per color. No fat pack available at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like you're changing the color of the lamp frame itself, but bearing in mind that the base, so to speak, can change between, looks like dark wood, light wood, and concrete. So there is that.
Okay, very good. All right, are we good to go?
We are good to go.
All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at ADD Andel.
I think they're mixing it up a little. Like normally we're in a different location than this. Like,
yeah, I think they changed their store.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
I do too. I think it's much more them than their previous location.
in their previous build.
In the previous build.
Yeah. Okay, so they have Lucy eyes and Lilith eyes for 50 Linden Fridays. And
yes.
It looks like system eyes for bomb, mesh eyes, and omega appliers. And it includes all the colors for 50 Linden for both. So 50 Linden for Lucy and 50 Linden for Lilith. And those are fantastic. I like them.
Yeah, I like the asymmetry of Lilith. That's kind of got a cool vibe going on.
Yeah. I like that a lot too. Okay. Any other comments or anything?
Well, not on these items, but I was just peeking over at their new aisle, which is on the, it's basically on the other side of the entryway.
Right, yeah.
And that Fracture Shadows looks really cool.
Ooh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They have some astral eyes. Those are cool too.
Yeah. And the skin circuit is fun for a, cyberpunk sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, very good. So, lots of newness at ADD Andel.
Yeah, we like the store.
Yeah, we do. Good job. All right. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, tour. I know where we are. We're at ANC Limited. And I want to say that, the last couple of weeks, especially because we haven't been able to FLF, I do watch Pylia's videos, and I should watch them more often than I have in recent history. But I have reasons. Anyway.
Pylia from Life of Pylia?
That's right. And, her format's a lot different than ours. I think one of my things is I try to watch her after because I don't want to spoil myself, because I like to have capture the honest, genuine, right? The unspoiled reactions. I like to capture those. But lately I have been watching hers first, and I knew when I watched hers, I was like, I must have this item.
Absolutely.
So what do we have here?
So ANC Limited makes all kinds of different auras and things. Well, not auras that would be on your avatar, but environmental auras. And in this case, it's the melodic breeze. So it's just music floating around, all sorts of different places. It's a really cool effect.
It is. And I saw this and I knew it has to go around my stage in Stratagem, because we do have a stage set up.
And your portable stage.
Oh, yeah? I wasn't thinking that. Because,
I was thinking that.
So what, I would just res it in addition to? Or would you attach them in some way?
Yeah, we'd link it.
Okay, so I hadn't thought that. But that's fabulous.
Yeah.
So, because I still do private events, just putting it out there for anybody in the community if you're looking for a DJ. And honestly, I think those are the best. They're better than a regular set, because people are coming together for a special reason, and it's
and
just
they actually
the
know
energy.
Each other, so they're more willing to interact. And
the energy
you
of a
definitely
private
get a
event.
different vibe.
Yeah, and not even private, just special. Because I've done some for the role play sims that we somewhat participate in. And I really enjoy doing that for them and others. I've done it for the littles, LLP, the like totally do the kids. I know how to do it's hard, but I can do a clean set. I'd rather just do a set with all the cursing and twerking and what have you going on. But for the kids, I can do PGs. I can do G sets. Just putting that out there. Basically, I can build any set that anybody wants. I have no issue doing that. So anyway, I like how you took it to the next level. I was just thinking about the stage and stratagem, and you're like, no, your mobile stage, your mobile setup. We're doing it. I think that's a great idea. So
we can definitely do both.
For 50 Linden Friday, they have the two colors, right? The white and the black notes.
The white and the black.
But they have other colors next to it, and you can get the whole, since I already bought it, you can get the whole thing for 299 linden, or as Tour would say, 300 lindens.
Yep.
But they have these 6 colors in total. Am I looking at that right? White, paper, gold, brown, olive, and white. I don't
6
understand.
in total, so there's 4 additional colors besides the FLF colors. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's great. I love this. I have not seen something like this yet. So, at least in
Me neither.
In my
this
travels.
This is really good.
Yeah. I love this a lot. So, okie dokie. Are we good to go?
So we will definitely be using this. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. All right. I know we are at Belleza.
Belleza.
And they have lipsticks. And
yes,
if I remember correctly, and it doesn't say differently here, pretty sure it's a HUD for LaLuca Evo X mesh heads.
That appears to be the case.
Yeah, because I bought
explicitly say it's for LaLuca Evo X mesh head only.
Right?
All
no bomb.
letters on
right.
only.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So these are great skin lip tones, lipstick colors. But because I wear Akaruka, I will not be able to pick this up because the LaLuca only appliers only work for LaLuca heads, even though is it the UV? Is that what it is? The UV?
Yeah, the map is the same, but because it uses appliers, it's going through like a scripting method or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I can't use it, or any others who do not have a LaLuca head. But these are lovely colors, and if you do have a LaLuca head, then you've got some choices here. So 50 Linden, and I'm pretty sure you get the entire Kim HD lipstick set.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very good. Anything else before we move along?
Nope.
Okie dokie. All right, Tour. I see we have needed your little, what are you calling that? The censorship box?
Sensor bar, yeah.
Sensor bar, yeah. We're at Bonnie, and you know I love a Bonnie outfit, top, dress, whatever. And they've got new fun sleeve, because now it goes around the index, the middle finger.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really cool.
Then they have a little, what? How did you phrase it when we got here?
We got some cheeky nip.
Cheeky nip.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got cheeky nip. So you had to put up the sensor. What is that? Sensor bar? That's what you're calling it?
Sensor bar. Yep.
Yep. So for FLF, they are offering this dress. It is called what? It is called Maeve dress.
Maeve.
For Legacy and Reborn waifu. So you know, I love the amount of waifu that's popping up. So much.
So do I.
Like, I think now that I'm gonna have more time, apart from like deep cleaning my house, which started yesterday. Like, seriously. Like, I got that news and I'm like, okay, done. Let's clean.
Yep.
That's right where I went, because I feel like I haven't been able to like really deep clean my house in a long time because I have no time. So I capitalized on that, and even family members could tell. So, anyway, one of the other things that I would like to do with my free time is some like inventory management, as well as getting back to using my wardrobe system. Because those pictures are very helpful, and I know sometimes you like to help me get dressed, which I enjoy.
I do.
So that's something I would like to do, which then ties into Second Life, Linden Labs cannot get their mobile app off the ground fast enough for me, because I just want to be on the couch, just like sorting inventory. I don't want to. I don't want to have to sit at my desk to do it, because it's so time consuming.
It is.
So,
it really is.
And then it really kind of removes me from things where I'm like moving around with my tablet, so I can be like a part of other things as opposed to anchored to my computer setup, which is significant. I mean, it's 2 screens, and it's it's a big setup, so it really does remove me from other things that are going on. So if I can do menial things like inventory management from my tablet and still interact with the people in my house, that would be nice. That's all. Anyway, mini rant over. This is Maeve dress. It comes in cream, baby blue, and buttercup, and I think all of these colors are lovely.
I look forward to seeing you.
There's probably a fat pack here somewhere, right? Because there almost always is.
Let's see.
I would like the fat pack on this, if you could help me out.
There is the fat pack on this on the opposite wall. I will get it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because this is a fun dress I know I'm going to enjoy wearing.
I agree, and I look forward to seeing you in it.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Anything else before we move along?
Nothing more.
All right. Tour?
Yep.
What has happened?
Well, I was coming here to BonBon, and a shark jumped out of the water and bit my head. So this is my life now.
Yes. Well, and what did you tell me when you first arrived?
I said, you are now equipped to torment people with baby shark.
Right, because as we were saying before, I do special events as a DJ, and it really only takes one person uttering or typing baby shark before I play some variation of it. And honestly, I think the one that gets the most reactions is the metal version of Baby Shark that I play.
Yes, it does.
Because people lose their minds. Like, first they're like, oh no, it's Baby Shark. And they're like, this song rocks.
Yeah.
So, but now I have to be ready to throw on my Baby Shark hat that BonBon is offering. And I think where I was concerned, because at first you told me it's just the hat. And I'm like, just the hat? It's a hat hair. It needs hair. And then I'm like, if they're making a hat, they must sell the hair here. And then BonBon is on it. It's at the bottom. It says the hair is not included, but you can get the Kaoru hair and wear the May bangs to pull off the same look that they have here in the vendor, which is a nice look. I really appreciate
that they list that.
Yeah. Oh, and you can even have blood on or off on the fang.
Yes.
That is amazing. I see you've chosen for it to be on.
It's on by default. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And you just put it over the hair you were wearing, so you got little pieces poking out, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you look
adorable.
I'm not
going to keep it on, but I was amused, so I had to put it on.
So you're going to be ready to put that on when you're at my sets with me and Baby Shark comes
Absolutely,
on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know it.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So 50 Linden, you get the lights or darks. I've already bought both, and the hair is needed to pull this look off. Because in the moment, I can never figure out which hair I need when it's just a hat and not a hat hair. So, so I'm glad that they listed which hair it was, because I made sure I had that, and I already had the May hair. So Yep. So you can get light HUD or dark HUD, 50 Linden each, and I think it's adorable and it's well made, and I think everyone should have this because everyone needs some Baby Shark in their life.
Yes, agreed.
Even if they don't think they do.
Yep.
So, all right, are we good to go?
Not quite.
Oh,
because I have to call out an avatar that I am absolutely loving. So it's this little green goblin girl.
Oh. All right, what's going on with her?
She's got a whole look going on, and
she's a badass.
I love it. Yeah, she's a badass. She is very much the like goblin tinkerer trope.
Yeah.
Ready to.
So she nailed the trope, huh?
She nailed the trope. She's ready to build her weird, like, insanely tech junkyard war machines and ride into battle.
Junkyard war machines.
Yep.
I think she has a very nicely done avatar. It's
I do too.
I think
I love everything about it.
The size is appropriate too, right? Because goblins aren't very big.
Correct.
Yeah. And I don't think by the look of her that anybody would mistake her for a child avatar.
Nope. No. And it's also distinct from orcs, which would be like large. So, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know people who tend to have avatars a little smaller than standard get some grief at times for being questioned about being a child avatar. But that is clearly not. She's got a beer. She's
also got little horn nubs with a chain on them. It's hidden by you can peek up under the front of her hood hat there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh, those are cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a very well-defined look. I like that a lot.
Yep. I just have to call it out because I was impressed.
And then if I'm calling something out, this gal over here with the shark slippers is ready for this hat. I'm just saying. She's got, I want to say those are probably the Australia slippers. I don't know. But her outfit needs this hat. Oh, they're Fake Society?
Yep, these are the shark jumpers by Fake Society. Okay,
because Australia does some too, and I have those. I think I'm probably pretty sure I have both because I know we shop Fake Society. But this gal definitely needs this hat to complete her look.
Yep.
She has a very sad look going on, maybe because she needs a hat.
She doesn't have the hat yet.
And she also doesn't have plugs in her ears. Maybe she needs her plugs on. Maybe that'll make her happy. But I know I'm happy with my plugs on.
Yes.
So, okay.
All right.
All right, are we good to go?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, tour, where are we?
We are at Broken Arrows.
Broken Arrows, and you said something here has changed.
Yeah, so we're not crammed into their store in a kind of claustrophobic area. They've actually broken it out. I don't know if it was because they heard us or if they just realized it was necessary, but I know just the other week I was asking them to please reevaluate their store a little bit, and they've built this little shopping platform for the deals, which means we can actually look at these items without lagging horribly.
Well, I'm enjoying this gal here with her unicorn puppet.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen her? And she's got a little unicorn pet. She's got a whole vibe going on, too.
She does.
I really like her glasses. Where are her glasses from?
The sparkly ones. Yeah. That's from Pips, Pyps.
Huh. Can you write the name of that down?
I will.
Those might be some that I want.
I will link us in the research channel.
Yeah. But she's got a whole unicorn vibe going on.
Yeah.
Which I'm really digging. I like when people have a very distinct vibe. And her little unicorn pet. Where's her unicorn pet from?
Unicorn pet is from RHR?
Huh.
No, sorry. RHR, I guess, is the type of companion it is. It's from Elite Equestrian.
Oh, interesting.
Which I have not heard of.
Neither have I. Okay. Alright, enough inspecting the one other person up here.
Yeah.
We're in the sales room, which I am still feeling a little glitchiness, but not as bad.
It is a little bit, but it's not near as bad.
No.
Like, the main store level was
rough.
We literally had to lower our graphic settings just to function down there.
All right, so the 50 Linden Friday item is the Aloe 2 bathroom. So would you like to
it's just like a pre-built clutter set tray and plant next to it, which I think this looks great. You know, you can totally make this work in whatever bathroom you want. It looks like you've got the cosmetics and objects and the plant that you can move kind of separately. And let me just check to see. Yeah, so the bottles themselves are pretty well linked together. You're not going to be able to move them around much, but the plant is a separate object, so you could shuffle it around.
Okay. And then while we're
and you
here,
get it in kind of a pink or a gray.
Okay.
And then you were going to look at the Rosalie set.
Well, yeah, you know the Rosalie set caught my eye because I love like a painted dresser like that. And then it looks like they also have some framed like art clutter with a kind of fabric across it, like one corner, which I think is a nice touch.
Very nice touch.
So I like that. But then I was also noticing that the rest of the aloe set is the Saturday sale. So you have aloe bathroom over there. That's like a jar of soap and some more clutter. And then what is that? Like that. I was gonna say shovel, but the scoop, is it like bath salts or what would you say? Because I see the bath bombs, I see Q-tips.
Probably. Let's see what they call it.
Bath salt. Yeah.
Yep.
Individual bath salts. Yeah. Yeah. This definitely makes me want to take a nice hot soak.
Yeah.
In a jetted
do a
tub.
spa day.
Yeah. That would be amazing. So, okay. All of this is great. So 50 lindens for the 50 linden items, since we talked about the other things. So it looks like 16 lindens for a happy weekend. And then how much are the things for Saturday sale?
So Saturday sale is going to be 50 for each individual item.
Okay, very good.
And you can also get the fat pack there for $250.
All right. Very good. Okay, then I think we're good, right?
We're good. Yep.
All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at Clover.
And it looks like you picked up a little friend. I
did. I picked up a little friend. This is Twigort.
Twigort. And what does
Twigort.
Clover say about Twigort?
Twigort. It's your own sentient, silly little twig pet. These guys are a bit mischievous, but when bonded to you, are comfortable hanging out on your hand. It's an animish pet attachment for your hand. It'll soak in all of your good vibes as you roam around SL.
That's cute.
Yeah, it looks like he's just chilling.
I like that a lot.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
This is appropriate for you.
Yeah.
Because you're always planting things around stratagem.
Yeah,
and unity.
That's true.
Yep. So of course you would have picked up a little twig friend. So
I think he's great.
He is. Okay. 50 linden, you get your own little Twigort.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Are we good to go?
We are.
All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at Doe.
And as things were loading, I'm like, does that say what I think it does?
It does. It's a great pun. Beret.
Beret. So I, of course, need this. I do need this.
Yes, you do.
I do love a beret, but I also would enjoy a beret. So, all right. So this is in, I only see one color pack. Am I seeing that right? Is it all the colors?
That's all I see as well.
For 50 Linden? So no multiple packs, no Kraken and all that?
Wait.
Are we on the wrong side again?
No, we're not. So go to the
they're
left
up on the shelf. Okay.
Yeah, they're up on the shelf.
All right.
So that's the fat pack down there. So these are the two colors, Kraken and Raccoon for 50, and Wanderlust for 50 as well. So all three of these packs are 50 over here.
Yeah. You notice how I went right to you putting us in the wrong place.
Yeah, and I did notice that. I wasn't going to draw attention to it.
Because you do that to us.
I do sometimes.
I'm sorry I assume that.
It's okay.
So, I forget. I think I get Kraken or Raccoon or something. One of these two, because I'll sort it out. But
yeah.
This is good.
Raccoon would give you the streaks, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to touch on?
I want to call attention to this sign over here, which I think is a great sign. And I approve of this message. And I think we live this pretty well.
I think we do. As I try to follow you and get in position. Yeah.
Be with someone that makes you happy.
I think
very good advice.
That's a great one, and I think you should snap a picture of this so I can toss it up on Flickr. But anyway, yeah, this is a great sign. Thank you, Doe.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we good to go?
Well, I haven't snapped a shot.
Well, I know, but we don't have to wait for the people. Don't have to wait for that. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we haven't left yet because I'm waiting because you're like, I haven't taken the picture yet, right? And then I'm looking here at the sign going, but Tour, I think what it's trying to say is be someone that makes you happy, because the with part is not illuminated.
That's a very good point, and is also a good message.
Yes. And I think both are true for us, honestly.
I think both are true for us.
So
I think both are relevant. Like,
yes,
you do want to surround yourself with people who make you happy, but also you should be someone that makes you happy.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, can you tell us who makes this sign?
So...
And are you still trying to snap a photo?
It looks like it's Fox City. No, I took the shot.
Okay. Fox City, I'm not surprised. They make a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
So
this is going to be called their Neon Truths sign.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we felt the need to come back in from fading out because it was a different message than we initially thought.
Yes.
You could take it a couple of ways. Well, I think the main way intended is this way that we're talking about now. But
I agree.
I think like I said, we believe both messages, with or without the with, are true for us. So.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Are we ready now?
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay. All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at DP Yum Yum.
But this was one that was listed as not having their item out.
It was listed that way, but they were just late.
Yeah. All right, so they have a hair for us. And what is usually just a number, right? They don't name things.
Yes, that's correct. So this one is going to be number L21.
Yeah, it looks like L21.
And specifically, the swatch is number 3. So it's L21 swatch 3, which is like a brown and a red.
Oh, right, because it's over there to the side. All right, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I like what it's doing in the back.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
It's
a very messy and wavy hair. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm not upset with this one.
Yeah,
it's got
some
some
volume.
Might
actually try it.
Might try it out. Yeah,
I
have.
Pass over. Yeah.
Well, sometimes where I've picked up their hairs, it's when it's like kind of more of an edgy like style, like if it's
right
on the side, like more on the fashion side, right? If I need a fashion hair. But I like the amount of hair that's in the back. Just looking at, I'm glad they showed us what the back looks like.
It's got a lot of volume.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try this one out. Although my color would not be the FLF color.
No,
it'd probably be more the ash gray, or it looks like in the fat pack I have more choices.
Yeah.
Right? Fat pack bonus. So there's some things in there. So yeah, I'll try this out. I like this. I like a I like a full bodied hair.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So all right, so I'm gonna pick this up. Anything else you want to say before we move along?
Nope.
Okay, Tour.
Yes.
You are challenging my camera angles this morning.
Good.
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 I didn't want to get into it with you. That the last time I was trying to challenge you on, no, you're too far this way. No, you're too far that way. After that whole experience, I'm like, you know what? Rather than argue with him about which way he's facing and how he's facing, I'm just gonna roll with it and see what happens. And in this instance, I was like, I didn't like your angle, and then you're like, just factually like, the item is on this wall, so that's why I'm standing the way I am. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if I just don't have the fight in me this morning or what, but it's like, all right, Tour, we're gonna do this way. So we're gonna get a bunch of scenery behind us as opposed to the other items that the designer has, because you want to stand this way because you want to be on the same plane as the item itself. So that's fine. You are really challenging my camera angles, but I am okay. So Tour, where are we? And it's decor, so you're going to talk about it, so go.
We're at floor plan. And we've got this mirror and lamp. And these mirrors are going to be fantastic when they get remade for the PBR, when that actually gets going. But as usual, for now, it is just a seeming of a mirror. But, it is how it is. So these are the two FLF items.
Okay. But they also have couches, and then they also have this, like, it's not really a dresser, but I like it.
It's a collector's cabinet is what they're calling it.
Is it? Okay.
And the couches are called the Cloud Settee.
I was figuring they'd probably had a cloud theme to them.
Yeah.
Because of how they look. I love this. I love everything in here, which is why I didn't want to stand the way you're standing. Because I wanted to be able to capture it all, but I'm still capturing it all, despite how you choose to stand.
Because you can move the camera however you wish.
I can. And
that's great.
I hear that little bit of stubborn in you this morning. You're like, this is how I'm standing, so suck it. Mira, nena. This is how I want to stand. Deal with it. I'm dealing.
So yes, I have grabbed the FLF items and one of the settees and a set of the collector cabinet.
Oh, good. Stuff. So when we decorate later at some point in the future.
Because I also thought they were great.
Yeah. Okay, stay awake.
I am.
All right, are we good to go?
Yes.
All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at Flora.
Flora, and it's these holiday sweaters here, right?
Yes.
So, are they?
It's not even December, folks.
Oh, but like,
I know.
Halloween was over and Christmas started. I'm like, what happened to Thanksgiving?
I know. That's where I'm at.
So I want to enjoy the autumn before we jump right to winter, because it's not even really about Thanksgiving, honestly. It's about the seasons, all right? So Halloween, at least here in California, and I think for you in Florida, Halloween was still like summer.
Yes.
So
yes, it was.
Now
I was still combating mosquitoes on when I was handing out candy.
So for me, I feel like, like maybe Halloween brought autumn with it, right? But it's like, what, a day of autumn and now we're in winter? Like, no.
Yeah.
And then around here, and same for you, winter doesn't look like snow.
That's true.
So while the sweaters are good, like it gets cooler, which I appreciate, the leaves turn. Yeah. I really don't believe that California has a winter. We have summer, autumn, spring. Like that's it. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. And then we have times like, I want to say it was last year where it actually snowed. We had like a winter. Like here, I think I sent you footage of that. Like it's snowing in my backyard, which is something that
here we have like, it's like spring, inferno, summer, and then autumn.
But on the snow thing, like here, I've lived in this area, this region of Southern California for a while now. And I want to say when I say snow with air quotes, I mean like it doesn't stick and stay. It's just, but it's clearly snow and it freaks everyone out. Like what is happening?
As snow occurred. Yes.
Right. And I want to say that happens in this region of Southern California where I am maybe once every 10 to 15 years. Like the weather just happens that way, but
and it's going to be more rare.
Yes, because of global warming. Yeah. So anyway, I sweaters happen, which is great, but like this type of sweater always makes me think of snow because even got a snowflake on it. So there you go. Right? Yeah. So it's hard for me to wear sweaters like this for where I live because snow is a very rare occurrence. And I could go to the snow. That's one of the perks of Southern California, right? I could be at the beach, I could be at the desert, or I could be in the mountains of the snow. But where I live on a day-to-day basis, there is no snow, generally speaking. So anyway, rant about the weather done. We're looking at sweaters. They're in 2 packs, right? A 3-pack. So you've got your bright colors and then you've got like your neutral tones. And then it fits Legacy, Maitreya, Reborn. Doesn't look like it fits Waifu, but 50 Linden, and you like this gal wants to walk right up to it, check it out. But there she goes again. One run through the wall wasn't. Do it a third time. Come on. Like I'm cammed in tight because this is a tight area, and this chick walked into the wall twice. Like let me look at that. Twice up close. It's right there. We're in a tight little space. How much closer do you need to go? It reminds me of like when in the early days before I understood alt-click. Like I must walk up to the item to see it. I can't see it. Let me get really, really close to see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, God.
I'm sad she didn't do it a third time.
Yeah.
But anyway, 50 Linden for the brights, 50 Linden for the neutral. And you too can have a sweater, whether you live in the snow or not. If you just like to dress that way, knock yourself out. All right.
Yep.
Are we good?
Yep.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Tour, where are we?
We are at Friday.
We're at Friday and we didn't there was no Elikatira first?
There was no Elikatira this week. Only Friday.
Okay. It's still okay with me. I'm just used to them in a pair generally.
Yeah.
So they have leg warmers, which look cozy and warm, and this is what I'm talking about. So I was telling you before we started, I was definitely the type in my younger days to just wear some leggings and big chunky socks when it got to air quotes cold time in Southern California.
And here you've got some big chunky socks.
Yeah, but this also kind of takes me back to college a little bit because, as I've said before, in my undergrad, I was in the Pacific Northwest. So there was definitely winter.
Yes.
And I remember really enjoying winter clothes, which is why I say to you repeatedly, and I think our people know, that when I officially retire, I want to go back to the Pacific Northwest because I think
I would love that, yeah.
That region made me the happiest. So I want to go back there because I love it up there, specifically Washington State. That's where I really enjoyed. So anyway, I picked both of these up. They're a nice offering. It's flat or ballet feet, which is the pointy point, right? I don't know. I don't usually use that foot because I don't have a reason to.
No,
but the flat foot, I usually use a flat or like the kitten or low, whatever you want to call it, depending on the body creator, because they don't all call it the same.
Yeah.
But I like a flat foot, and this is great. So ink or almond, or how would you say to her? Almond. Sorry, almond. You would reckon that's almond. Yeah.
I do declare.
You declare and reckon that is almond, Missy.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
No, it's almond.
Yes.
And then on the inside, you pointed out some fun tights that are available that we wanted to call out. So go ahead and talk about those since you saw them first.
Well, the autumn leaves ones jumped out at me the most. Autumn leaves and dandelion tights, because I love this print.
That's very pretty.
I think that's very pretty. I also like that it comes in different heights. Because like that way you can wear like the tall boots or short boots and still get the print. That's really a nice touch. Yeah. But they also have for rainy day and snowy time ones, which are also really nice. And then they've got, of course, just the opaques.
Yeah.
I also saw belatedly that just following that wraparound on the inner part to the right, they actually have the olive leg warmers in different colors. So I got you the fat pack of those.
Aw, thank you.
Even though you got the flip ones. Because
and
you can...
They're showing the pointed foot. The ballet foot. Yeah.
Yes, they're showing the ballet foot, and they've got these different colors. They're good colors. They're very autumny colors,
Yeah,
I think.
I would enjoy this quite a bit. And the way that she's wearing it in there with the tights and then the leg warmers, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. All right, very good. This is what my autumn feels like. So
yes,
I'm glad they've not leaned hard into Christmas time yet, or winter time, because I try to correct myself and just calling it Christmas time, because it's not just Christmas time. And then me as a pagan Wiccan anyway, it's not Christmas time. It's Yule. And even before we were recording, I really want to try to get some kind of Yule celebration off the ground for Stratagem to invite folks to. Even though I know that's a hard time of year because people are either traveling or with their families and not so much in Second Life, and that's completely understandable. But for those who do or are or maybe don't have family to connect with, then connecting to your Second Life family, I think is just as good.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Agreed.
Are we good to go? There's a lot of good stuff here at Friday. Thank you.
We are good to go.
All right, tour. We're at Izzie's.
We're at Izzie's.
And they have four light. Okay.
4 light head directors.
I don't think I've had enough coffee yet. Go ahead. Talk about Izzie's. I'm going to drink some more of my coffee drink here.
It's the forehead highlight corrector. So this is if your skin has a particularly shiny forehead, you can kind of dampen that out a little bit.
Yeah. And
make your skin more not flat, but just make it more uniform so that it responds to environmental lighting more naturally. So
I like that. So again, Izzie's coming ready with the just fine tuning of details, which we always appreciate. It just helps you love your skin even more, just to get rid of some of the things that you may not like about it, the tiny details, to make your skin perfect the way you want it to be. So thank you, Izzie's. So 50
Izzie's.
Linden for the whole pack.
Correct.
Okay, are we good to go?
We are.
All right, tour. I am conceding to you and how you want to stand, so I am not even challenging you this week. Which
I'm noticing that
people may not. I think people enjoy when I challenge you because it, leads.
But they don't get to see that part because it's before we start recording.
What, the challenging of you, or the not challenging of you?
Yeah, when we're getting in position, you're like, I think we need to turn this way. I think we need to move this way, and I think we need to be on the other side of the item.
That's true. That all does happen beforehand. You're right. But we tend to talk about it afterward, so I feel like in my head they're getting to see it.
Yeah.
So anyway, where are we?
We're at Jian.
And they have a beagle and a chubby loaf cat.
Chubby loaf cat.
I just realized that's what that was called because I'm like, oh, it's a beagle and a cat, and I was like, oh, chubby loaf cat. Okay, I hope this chick doesn't push. Okay, came close. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, okay, good. I feel like we're standing in traffic.
By cars,
right? Yeah. It's like, here comes another bitch. Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, let me push past this bitch and look. Okay, so chubby loaf cat is just held.
I like the chubby loaf cat.
Yeah, that's fun. And then you have the Beagle Pup, which you have more options. So Wanderer, Companion, or Held.
Right. So I've grabbed both of these because, for 50 linen, I can't not. But for the Chubby Loaf Cat, I do wish that there was like a more cream-colored one because I have a big chubby loaf of a cat that's very cream-colored.
Yeah. I'm just amused by these folks over here that need to get up close and personal to the sign.
Yeah.
So that no one else can see.
They need to really read that sign, look at it.
Yeah, up close. Really understand it.
Yep.
So, all right, we understand it from our vantage point. So I think we're good, right?
We are good.
All right, let's go. Okay. All right, tour, where are we?
We're at LeLAPEAU.
LeLAPEAU. And as normal, they have...
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Yes. That's a better way to say it.
They have pale Carl.
Because they're always pale.
Yes.
And they're always men, except for that one time at the 50.
Yep.
So that's what threw me that time. But they have Carl today. 50 linen for this pale version of Carl in the not found body skin. So if you're looking for a new male design, male appearance, there you go, Carl. And maybe you could pick up some darker colors if you didn't want to be pale.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Are we good?
We are.
All right, tour, where are we?
We're at Minimal.
Minimal, and they have
summer bikes.
Summer?
They're called summer bikes.
Okay.
Yep, I know. Some people are jumping ahead. Some people are still stuck in summer.
Yes, maybe some people like this creator don't have a winter or an autumn. Maybe they just have summer. Eternal summer.
Could be.
You know?
But we can get this in kind of this like
blush,
pastel pink or pastel greenish
like mint.
Yeah, mint's a good word for that.
There is a rideable version. I was about to ask. So so decor and rideable. Okay. Well, this reminds me, when we used to every now and again. We haven't gone on photo trips in a while.
We have not.
But
I'd like to. But maybe we will have time.
But
at some point.
I remember there was a sim we went to where we went bike riding, and it was nice.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
That was fun. And we also did it on the Fliff birthday.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of boardwalk bicycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All right, very good. So 50 linen per color, and you two can have a summer bike for your eternal summer.
Woo!
Woo! Are you ready?
We are.
All right. So just as I go live, this chick walks into my shot. That's fine. Judas leggings available here where are we?
Nar Mattaru.
Nar Mattaru. So this is Legacy Reborn, and it's just an intro price of 50 linen for this weekend. The boots are not included.
Yeah.
So
these are fun. These look like they would make your ass look amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick these up. I'm just checking this girl out in them up front since she walked into my shot anyway.
I'm curious if these are using the new unpacker that I helped with.
Okay, well I can buy them and let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
If you would, because I'm curious.
So let me buy.
Because I showed you kind of how it animated.
I believe so. Yes. So if I go into my BonBon, I was looking for my hairs last time. Objects. Nar Mattaru, Judas leggings, add. Oh wait, if the HUD's not on, hang on. HUD's.
Nope.
Turn that on. Yeah, it was the one with the animations of like the red lightning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's using it. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then it just gives it to me. I didn't even have to click it. It just gave it to me. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
So you want to tell people about this? Did you already mention this?
I mentioned it, but didn't really. So she had that really clever idea of having those animate. And so she reached out to just ask about, if I'd be willing to do that. And we put together that little Well, I put together the script for it and advised her on how to set up her texture to make it work with it, and I think it looks really, really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm very happy with how it came out, and Jade is always very much a delight to work with. So
yeah, very good. I just love showcasing when you've helped a designer with something. Like, oh, look at the things Tour does.
Yeah.
If people didn't believe, but I don't think anyone who watches our videos regularly has any doubt that you do these things. So.
All right. So we're good to go.
We are. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, Tour. So as usual, we had camera angle discussion before I went live, but we get here, you sat, and then I was like, let me just fall into position because Tour's position determines our camera angle. So that's my mood today. So yeah, and as we were discussing, it's really the only chair that lends itself to, like, it's turned out for a reason. Like, it's inviting you to sit. Like, which I love.
Exactly.
So, and I know Pylia was she loves her North Oak, and North Oak is good stuff. I know she spent a lot of time talking about it in her video.
It's very good stuff.
Yeah. So it's decor. I like what I'm seeing. Go ahead and talk about it.
I do too. So this is the Evaldo fluted table and Oswaldo dining chair. Fun names for sure, but I think that these look really good. They are a like contemporary cut, but I think the fact that they are like wood makes them feel more homey, more inviting. At least to me, because like, a lot of some of North Oak's stuff is a bit too deep into like the contemporary style for me. But I really like it when they bring in the wood type stuff. I also like this fluted texture on the table base. Like, that looks very solid and fun.
Yeah, I really like the way this looks. I figure you could put this somewhere in our build. I know we don't have many more places. Like, we've made progress.
I'll have to see.
So
I'll find a place probably, but I kind of weirdly want to wrap lights around the base of the table.
You probably could.
Yeah. But yeah, these are very nice. They also have a bunch of animations in the they have 20 animations in the chairs. They are single sitter chairs,
which is why I'm not in your lap right now.
Correct. So just wanted to mention that. But
yeah, I didn't want the people to think that you're unhappy with me and don't want me in your lap this weekend.
Yeah, no, you definitely belong here. And the table has a bunch of different colors.
I imagine you can do similar with the chairs.
Yes.
So they match the table.
Yes, the chairs and tables all have the same color options. So
yeah, those look great.
Yeah, they do look great.
All right, very good. Are we all set?
We are good to move on. Yep.
All right, Tour, where are we?
We're at Peaches.
Peaches, and they have what for us today?
They have this always grateful autumn feast. So looks like we've got a pie. I'm not sure what this is a pot of.
I was hoping you'd be able to illuminate us because Pylia couldn't figure out what that was either.
Yeah.
And I was just camming in on it to see what that could be. I'm curious what people think it might be.
Yeah. Like, at a glance, I was like, oh, that looks like the top of like a lemon meringue pie.
That's what I was thinking.
That doesn't make sense in this context.
Would you have a whole a whole thing of meringue to maybe like serve out on top of the pie?
Maybe.
Does meringue and pie go together like that?
You could do it that way. I have never seen it done that way, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. So you've got that. You've got your cranberries, And yeah, so you could put those on as toppings on top of the pie, I suppose.
Okay. All right. So
still, the quantity of meringue to pie there, I would hope that you have extra pies, because
that's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. And then
I think you could put it all away.
Oh, I'm sure. I would just sit, I wouldn't even, I would dip the pie in the meringue.
Spoon, yeah.
I would just sit there with the spoon, just spooning it up and dipping some pie into my meringue. It's like having a little bit of pie with my meringue.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah. And, my avatar is appropriately positioned at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right.
Anyway,
and
so.
Yes, the Primrose Fall card.
I feel like we have this because it looks familiar to me.
It does look familiar. I just bought it, so let me see if I already had it. I did not already have it.
All right, well, maybe we have other things that say hello on them.
Yeah, so. I think that's the case.
Okay. Because I feel like that's just what we've wheeled out after Halloween. It's hello on them.
Nope, I did have it before. I just was misspelling it. So now I have it twice, and that's okay.
But like I said, this is a plug for those vendors that say, no. Here are your Lindens back. You already own this.
Silly person.
You silly avatar. So. Okay.
That's okay.
All right, but we've covered the items. Are you good to go?
We're good to go.
Once again, camera angle dependent on tour. Where are we?
We are at Puddles.
And we were just trying to wrestle out what this is exactly. We both recognize Mari needs this. And Mari is our little who goes to LLP preschool.
Yep.
Because this looks very much like for a child. But I'm like, is it a light? Is it a piggy bank? And then you're like, is it a crystal ball? I'm like, either one of those is fine.
I mean, it can be made into a light for sure. But
this is cute. This is absolutely
This is
adorable.
cute. I like this. I like that there's just, you've got different critters carrying or interacting with the ball in different ways.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And it looks like there are 3 textures, so you can color the 3 different ways, like for the bear, the slug, or the dinosaur?
Okay.
Or whatever it is on its back.
I want to say that's a dinosaur.
It looks like a dinosaur.
It's for a kid, right? So
yeah,
that would be like a brontosaurus or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah.
But these are fun.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So 50 linden and you get the whole set.
Yes, 50 linden, you get all 3.
And they each come with those 3 textures.
I believe so.
Okay, sounds good. Are we good to go?
We are.
All right, tour. I know where we are. So how about you let us know?
We're at 7 Emporium.
And I was amused when I watched Pylea's video because she was here cammed on something she was calling Kitty Knievel. I don't know if there's a picture of a cat here with a like Evil Knievel kind of helmet on.
Yeah, somewhere, I'm sure.
I don't know where the hell she was, but she was in the wrong place. So I was amused by that because I was kind of into Kitty Knievel. Oh, it's over here. I see it. So this is what she was talking about. Which
that's a fun one.
I feel like you should own because we still need to.
I came home to this.
I feel like one of the other things you need to build in Stratagem is your 7 Emporium art gallery. For us to just res out all the 7 Emporium, and I feel like we have a building for that. So
I think we do. Yeah,
I may just have to res out some of my favorites, and then you would res out yours. And then we would invite Augustkov to come see, like he needs to come see a building of the stuff he made. But anyway, so we are at 7 Emporium and they have titties. I mean, planters.
Well, they have 2 things. So first they have David's hot pink stepping stool. Yeah. So you can get a hot pink stepping stool with some paint splattered on it.
Yeah. And the usual little message, 2018, I was being sarcastic.
Yep.
So maybe someone in August Com's life said they wanted a hot pink stepping stool, and he made it for them.
Maybe.
So.
And a drawing of the cat. That's fun.
And
then yes, the boobs.
I think Piley, I call them succulent titties or something.
And that's good.
They call
it the double T planter.
Double T planter. I like succulent titty planter better.
Yeah, I do too.
So.
And so here we have, it looks like a little sketch of a head on it. On the back, it looks like, the best I can make out is it says, I'll always be here even if you can't see me.
Okay, yeah. That's a lot better than I would have guessed.
And
I'll
then
always be here even if you can't see me. Yeah.
I think that's what it says.
Yeah.
And then we've got something down here saying I am writing. Yeah. Huh.
And then I feel like there's writing on the other side I can't make out.
Oh, there is. That's very faded. And then the signature on that side as well. Okay.
50 linen for the stool, 50 linen for the titties.
Correct.
All right. Any other comments you'd like to make, or any other piece of art stand out to you that you want to call out?
No, I still need to set up actually talking to August Kov. Yeah. But so that'll need to happen. But
yes,
we'll keep moving for now.
Okay. All right, Tor. I know where we are, and I know because we were talking before recording that I should not get my hopes up.
Correct.
So we have two very autumny offerings here that I would enjoy very much. However, neither one of them are reborn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, it's we've got the scarf, which I think would be a great accessory for all kinds of outfits. Although with those, of course, you always have to contend with making sure that it actually works on top of an outfit and doesn't clip all over it.
It looks like it has some clearance just from the look of it.
It does. And I mean, for 50 linen, you could try it just because it is so like
generous,
far from the body that it might actually work, but it's hard to say. And the other one is this, they're calling it the Jian ensemble, which is lovely. It is for my Trail Legacy.
And, there's some other items in this room that do fit Reborn. Not all the ones I would like, because, especially, cold weather, autumn looking ones don't fit Reborn. But then where my mind goes is, I own Legacy as well, and Maitreya.
No.
What do you mean, no? I own them.
That's not where your mind goes.
That's where my mind goes, because I'm losing weight and everything,
No. No. You're being bad.
So technically, if I really wanted to wear these, I could.
I don't think you can.
All right. Anyway, so those are the offerings in the room. Like I said, I'm going to camp back. You can see there's lots of other nice autumny ones. You were pointing out on the new releases, which I'm looking at. The left and right most designs do fit Reborn. Then down the way here on the other side of the scarf is this one outfit that fits Reborn. And what was that sound for, Tor?
This other one, I don't know how to describe it. So, from us, follow the wall to the right, 3 outfits, and it's this gal with the autumn hair and everything. That one is also Reborn.
That was available at FLFing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I have that one. Yeah.
Very good.
So I could wear that.
Yep.
So there's a few offerings in the room, but you know me, I want all the options. I want all the things to be accessible to me. And I think Reborn has been here long enough, and so many people are into it that it should. But at the same time, I understand designing is a lot of work, and rigging to different bodies is a lot of work. I got to hear plenty about that from Wicca. So, I always kind of temper what I'm saying with the reality that, I don't do designing, so it's easy for me to say, I wish this was in this body.
Right.
But it is work. So I do appreciate the offerings that are for Reborn.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Was this our last stop, or do we have more?
This was our last stop, yes.
Okay, so we're going back to the gallery to do closing thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're back at the gallery for closing thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I hand the mic over to you and shush until I have something to interject. But this is just, that point in the video. So.
Okay. So I'm going to start with something that happened earlier this week, and then I'll trend to a larger thing. So we're going to be discussing homelessness a bit. So early this week, on Monday, there was a meeting that was held by one of the city commissioners for the city of Orlando here. And it was touted as like a community sort of town hall on their initiative to address homelessness. Now, I tend to know what that means, and this meeting was no exception. Basically, they what that amounts to is not any actual homeless people or homeless advocates there to actually talk about addressing the problem in any meaningful way, but instead the city officials getting to glad hand with some of the for-profit and non-profit organizations that they just throw money at to frankly, a lot of these organizations, like, their existence relies on homeless people existing and being desperate, so they don't actually try to meaningfully solve it. And this was very much the case. It was very obvious they didn't want people there because they changed the venue at the last minute. They changed it that day, and so for me and a few of my comrades to attend, we had to shift our own plans around. They did not actually allow the public to speak. We were allowed to submit questions on cards, which they took the opportunity to rephrase any questions to instead be more flattering. Because, again, none of this is about actually community involvement or addressing the problem. The entire tone of the meeting was spoken from the perspective of how homeless people are a problem for, the good citizens who get scared of them, and how their presence is harmful to businesses by driving customers away and making people feel unsafe. So it was just all just very dehumanizing language, and showed kind of this disgust or disdain for homeless people. One of their big initiatives that they want to start is one that will undoubtedly cause more arrests and more violence against the homeless by their plan is to basically have the police go around and inflict effectively a curfew on the unhoused, forcibly bringing them to shelters if they are on the street. And some people may think, well, it's good for them to be in a shelter, and it's like, sometimes, but there's a reason why they're not flooding to the shelters. Shelters tend to be away from their resources. They tend to be places where they are allowed to sleep and then are kicked out in the morning, and they are not assured a bed if they get back there in the evening. So it's basically sets up this confrontational situation between the unhoused for them to be competing for beds. So it's very much designed to like create this sort of resentment. There was one person there who actually had her head screwed on straight and spoke about what they were doing. And actually, what they were doing is permanent supportive housing. And they reported that of the people that they had put through a permanent supportive housing program, it had a 98% success rate on getting them, back into kind of self-sufficiency. And that's a trend that we can see pretty much anywhere that has permanent supportive housing. And for people who don't know, what that means is not just giving someone a bed, but actually giving someone a home base, a place where they can reliably count on that's theirs, that they can put their things, that they can exist in, that they can prepare their own food, etc. An actual home. So it's the only thing that actually works, and it's one of the things that is the hardest to get funding for. I am in the comments linking a study, and this was one that was specific to Central Florida. So this was done by the Central Florida Commission for the Homeless, which examined the fact that we are currently spending, because one of the big questions is, well, permanent supportive housing is great, but how will we pay for it? Well, they found that we are spending at least 3 times as much on policing and incarcerating the homeless as it would cost to put all of them into permanent supportive housing. So that's where we would pay for it, is just by stopping this cycle of throwing them in and out of prison, and all of the trial expenses that come along with that, and all of the emergency room visits that come from people living on the street, and all of the knock-on costs that people who are forced to live on the street create by having to resort to crime. So there's that. And, that's just a battle that we're continuing to fight here locally. Now, I wanted to also zoom in on something over in Gaza and Palestine, because that is still ongoing. And some people, they were only just made aware of the fact that there's a conflict over there when Hamas did their surprise attack. And there's this knee-jerk reaction a bunch of people have of just this, unruly group just needs to be crushed, and not really understanding what their grievance is. So, with all of that context in mind that I just brought up about how the homeless get trapped into destitution, and how it's not a life of dignity, and how it has all these knock-on effects of needing to resort to crime, of needing to of basically having increased health needs, but lack of access to health care, and all of these things. Keeping all of that in mind, I wanted to bring up this study that the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has done, tracking just for since about 2009, keeping in mind this has been going on longer than this, but just since 2009, the number of structures that can be community support structures, that can be schools, that can be residences, apartments, whatever, but just the number of structures that Israel has been destroying in Gaza. And of the ones that they've tracked, they've destroyed nearly, usually around an average of about 750 per year, but at this time it's about 10,000 structures. And from the numbers they're tracking, that amounted to about 15,000 people displaced. Now, displaced means you suddenly have no home and are on the street because of violence, effectively. So, with all of that context in mind, people need to keep in mind that Israel has been perpetuating this ongoing destruction and erosion of Palestinian homes and communities and neighborhoods and places to live and work and exist. And Israel, the state, if they've been doing this for that long, they cannot claim to be surprised when there is pushback, when there's violence thrown back in their face. And as long as they are doing this, as long as they are making people homeless, as long as they are making people desperate, there will be desperate people that will hit back. While that, again, I always feel the need to qualify this. This is not a celebration of what Hamas did, but it is just the reality of the situation. And this, I wanted to bring up the homelessness problem because, in particular, and like put that in the scope of things, because it's something that I think doesn't really get a lot of coverage. That there's just been this ongoing effort to tear down places where Palestinians live, and that it has been going back years and years and years. And yeah, that's, you know, a question that people need to ask themselves is like, how many of your own homes or the homes of your family would you watch be destroyed before you did something about it? How many of your friends or family would you watch be killed before you did something about it? And that's the reality that people who are facing like slow motion genocide face. At some point, they are going to take action, and usually that action is going to be spurred by more extreme factions, because they're the ones who are actually like being the firebrands. So yeah, it's that's basically the gist of my point. There's links in the description to read more, but I feel like these are things that just don't really get examined very much. So,
well, that's all very heavy, which you know, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to give us like little lessons on like current events, because you know, I think as we've talked about in the past, like what's put out for public consumption in the news is typically not everything, right? Like it's packaged in a certain kind of way, or has a spin to it, or
well, it's packaged to get people to watch. And what I mean by that is they know that they are just trying to incite a reaction and then move on to the next thing. So they don't sit with it. They don't really have the time to examine it. You know, you look at these interviews, they give people like 30 seconds and it's like, what's your opinion on such and such? And it's like, I couldn't even begin to spin up my opinion in 30 seconds on something. So they're not really trying to educate, and I think that's tragic.
That's exactly it. That's the big point here, is they're not trying to educate. Like, there's a brief little, like, they're making you aware, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
And aware to a degree, right? It's like, then you have to really kind of go on your own for a deeper dive. And so that's why I really value these moments in the videos. Like, I look forward to them. We don't talk about them beforehand. So I'm getting this, generally speaking. I mean, I know there's some instances where we do, but, so I'm getting this, like, everybody out there who's watching it, who in our community, I would say that the majority of people who follow us value this piece, this segment, because we're not just a shopping vlog, right? We're not just a Second Life vlog. But there are real things going on in First Life that need further discussion because of how things are presented to us in the news media, on social media. And I know just as a part of knowing you, that I've enjoyed conversations with you that are deeper. And you always have your research and relevant links and things, and that's why I really enjoyed bringing that into our videos, so that more people than just me get to enjoy that part of you, and get more information from a reliable source and reliable sources. Like, you really, vet things, and that's what I really appreciate, and I know others do as well.
Yes, I try to very much. And, like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely opinion pieces and those sort of segments that I consume. But when I'm trying to inform people about things, I try to bolt it down to this is the data on what's actually happening. And these are all of the historical trends that we can use to understand what's going to happen from here. Because none of this is new. None of this should be a surprise if we actually take stock of history. And it needs, like, we need that history in order to be able to act on things.
I just find myself thinking about how I look forward to having more opportunities to do these sorts of things. Like, just, again, my mind goes to stratagem and having more regular, like, tour talks or roundtables, or you and I have attended some of those things in Second Life, and I don't know, I feel like there aren't enough of them, honestly.
There's not. I agree. I think, well, so part of that goes to that trend, which I think we've talked about, where a lot of communities, because in their mind, they want to be inclusive to everyone, so they just outlaw discussion of things. But when you do that, you're not actually being inclusive to everyone. Because when you do that, and you invite someone who's like an overt fascist there to sit alongside someone who's queer, well, that person in the LGBT community, they're not able to defend themselves without running afoul of your rules. So they're inevitably just going to leave, and eventually you just are a hangout for creeps. Like, so yeah.
Okay.
And for folks that don't know, my profile, I have a quote in it, and it's really become one of my favorite quotes, which is by Harlan Ellison, and it says, "You are not entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your informed opinion. No one is entitled to be ignorant." And I think like that is, I think that's a fantastic quote.
That's been in your profile since before I met you, right?
No, actually.
That came along after?
That came along after.
Okay.
I change it up every now and then, but it's been there for a few years.
It's been there for a while, because I know that one. I know I've seen it. Because I know we've talked about that, because I said it before, and I just said it. I think that's a great quote. Because I definitely have had interactions with people where I've said to them, you're entitled to your opinion, but it should be you're entitled to your informed opinion.
Yeah, because if you just take on the attitude of, well, everyone's just entitled to their opinion, that leaves room for people to say, oh, well, the earth is flat. And it's like, you're not actually entitled to believe that. You can, like, you can't be compelled not to, but there are some beliefs that they're just objectively not true, and people shouldn't be coddled to just agree to disagree on that sort of thing.
And I mean, that I didn't get to tell you much of a story about work, and in videos I tend to not go into that, but in a general sense, I'll tell you that I had people know I work in education, right? So I have gotten to a point with some folks, which whether they be parents or staff, where they're just saying things that are just false. And I cannot sit there and just smile and not say anything. I won't even say nod, because I won't nod because I'm not in agreement with what you're saying. But in order to be polite or professional and just not say anything, I don't live there anymore. So I just have gotten to the point where I can't take inaccuracies, and I will let someone know that what they're saying is inaccurate, which almost always elevates the other person. And that's just a part of my life right now. So this is part of what feeds into some of the challenges I have at work.
Absolutely.
Where
it
people do and say things that are just not correct. And I'm just not going to sit there and allow that anymore. So that kind of just makes a whole lot of conflict for me. But, sometimes that's necessary to...
Defending the truth does invite conflict.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyway, any other comments before I launch into our thank yous? Okay.
That is all.
So, as I say every week, because it's true, every single time we make one of these videos, I am thankful for everyone who watches our videos, who subscribes, who comments, who likes, who shares with friends. I appreciate everyone in our community, and I really, really am looking forward to opening our home to our community to come, so that we're able to have more engagement with one another. But for now, the engagement with our videos is absolutely, deeply, and sincerely appreciated.
And we will be seeing you in the next FLF, or hopefully tomorrow. Again, here at the Sessa Gallery.
That's right. So talk about that again. So tomorrow at noon for Stevie's grand opening.
Stevie Basevi.
We are planning on being in attendance. So if you want to come hang out with us at Stevie's opening, I would love that. We were just talking about engagement.
Yes.
I would love to see some of our people make it to the opening. So we'll be here. I will dress more appropriately, because what did it say? What did the note card say? Classy casual.
Let's see. Dressy casual.
Dressy. So I think I told you in between takes I was gonna slip into some Valentina E. Probably that little turtleneck number, because it matches you.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a bit more definitely on the casual side as far as the, what was it? What is it? I forgot
Dressy
it.
Casual.
Dressy. Okay. I'm not dressy today, right now. So I'm going to dress it up a little bit to be ready for tomorrow. So maybe we'll see some of you tomorrow, because this video is going to post today, which is actually Saturday.
Yes.
So we were going to do it yesterday, but I got into a cleaning thing, so we did not. I had the day off for Veterans Day, which is observed. Is it today or tomorrow?
Let
me look at my calendar real quick. So Veterans Day is today. So I had it off from school because it's observed. It was observed yesterday.
Very good.
So, and I feel like this could be a whole nother topic for you. But I do want to express and I don't know if this is a whole weird another topic that I don't even know you and I haven't talked about this either. But those who serve in the military, right? So people give their lives to that. And protecting our country and I feel like I want to have a bigger conversation with you about this, but the tradition is obviously that we're thanking those who serve to, protect our country. So, I really want to know, I know we launched into thank yous already, but what is your immediate thought and feeling on Veterans Day? Or do you need time to phrase that? That was a really long pause.
To keep it simple, and somewhat brief, I think that the best thing we can do to show respect and respect for those who are willing to fight to defend the country is to push back against the politics of war. Because they are, broadly speaking, used as pawns by the state in ways that have nothing to do with defending the country. That is through no fault of their own. So if you are someone who, absolutely is on board with wanting to do right by our veterans, then keep them safe as well. Don't let them just be sacrificed in vain. So
yeah. So thank you for sharing. I know you weren't ready. That was just me throwing it at you all of a sudden, but
there is more that I could say there, but that's the summary of what I would say.
Yeah. So, but like I said, it kind of goes with what you were saying. It's people who have chosen to basically lay their life down for this country, but much like you said, they don't have a lot of say in the situations that they're put into. So, so I just wanted to recognize our veterans and express gratitude for their service.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're good to go now. So tomorrow, hopefully we'll see folks at Stevie's opening. So until then, if not, if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll definitely be seeing you in the next video.
Okay.